That's how it all started last night, HB. Hall of Fame ceremony. I didn't even know they was going to do that part. Shout out to Elvis Duran, the guy been in the business for years, for decades, putting it down.
Yes, I love Elvis.
This guy is incredible. But none is more incredible than the man we have on our line right now. Freedom fighter, 10 toes down, HB. Vanguard, pioneer, mentor, fearless leader. He's the man that brought the awareness to the Hall of Fame that certain individuals, including Donnie Simpson and myself, should be inducted. And for that, I am forever grateful to him. You could catch him on SiriusXM Urban View, Channel 126, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I want to welcome him back to the show and say sincerely from the deepest abyss of my heart to tell you how much I appreciate you for even speaking up and mentioning and having the selfless gesture of recommending that I be in that Radio Hall of Fame. I'm forever indebted to you, the one and only Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. The Black Eagle. The Black Eagle.
Hey, Sway.
Yeah,
when I heard when I heard them introducing you and giving your background, I said, hell, Sway's older than I am.
Yeah, man.
Back and I'm saying, what the hell? What was I doing when he was going through all that in Oakland? And I'm going, man, Sway comes trying to look like he's in his 30s, and I said, Sway's been around. But let me say this, man. Let me say this. I was never so proud yesterday to hear you so eloquently speak to this thing we do as broadcasters and Donnie Simpson. And you guys don't realize this. You opened up, and I early this morning I text Donnie. You opened up, especially the two of you, and also I didn't get a chance to stay up late enough to hear the Breakfast Club, but you guys opened up an entire world. I'm just gonna say it straight up to these old ass white men who started this Hall of Fame 30 years ago. I remember when they started in Chicago, and it is grown, no ifs, and I don't say that in a disparaging way, but that was the first folk in the Hall of Fame. And these folks had Ronald Reagan in the Hall of Fame, and you opened up an entire world to them. You got to give them credit. They listened, and it'll never be the same. I didn't do anything. I just opened my big mouth and said Sway and Donnie should have been in there before me, and I don't like being the only one. I want company, and, you got to give them credit. They listened, and think about this. Last year, one black man was inducted in that class, my class. This year, half of the class were African-American men and women, and Hispanic. And let me tell you, I didn't do anything. You deserved it. Donnie deserved it. The Breakfast Club folk deserved it, and your record proved it. And so isn't it fun to be part of the club now? And that's what I'm happy. I'm happy for you and your family, and
Thank
so
you,
I mean, you worked for that, man. You worked for that. You really did. So
thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. And I've been around 140
you old,
years,
man.
brother,
You ought to quit this.
Yeah, man. I've been around, but you ought to quit.
Sway, he said he
let me
ain't
tell you something.
falling for no more of them T-shirts and them sneakers no more.
Thank you.
Just your age.
They didn't have the.
But my children.
What I was gonna say.
My children. My 40s and older, And now, and I got to tell you thank you, too, because now they think I'm hip because I know Sway. They didn't think nothing about
it. No, I don't believe that, man. And you saying like you did nothing. I know, Joe, I know you being humble, and that's that's a part of your character. But you saying I didn't do nothing, it's like saying Paul Revere didn't do anything when he said the British are coming. You open that.
Hold on now. Paul Revere. Hold on, Paul Revere. Give you a little history lesson. He got captured. He didn't finish the ride.
Okay. Okay. Well, never mind that. All right. We won't do that. Okay. He did get captured. That's true. I didn't want to go that far deep into it. But I think it's important because, Angie, what you did is you opened the doors for a Sway in the Morning and our team. You opened the doors for the Breakfast Club, and congratulations to them, Charlamagne, DJ Envy, and for extremely eloquent and authentic.
But I hope people listen, man. I'm telling you. And I was, it was all virtual, so it was radio, so you couldn't see. But sometimes that one dimension, that's what's so great about radio. You're forced to listen, and it was eloquent. I'm very serious. I mean, you had history, and not just your history, but you talked about this industry, the impact it had, what you went through. It was, and I mean this. These guys have never, since the Radio Hall of Fame was founded, they had never heard anything that the three of y'all presented, and I think they're going to be better people for it. And obviously, we're not going to go back. We're just going to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. Don't underestimate the impact you had with just your voice last night. It opened, I think, the eyes and minds of all those pioneers that were part of the Radio Hall of Fame. It'll never be the same. It'll never be the same.
It'll never be. Well, we had to, like, when you talk about what the Breakfast Club has accomplished in their 10 years and how what Angie Martinez has accomplished, we can't forget Angie Martinez, the voice of New York.
Yeah, see, I wasn't very familiar with. Yeah, Angie Martinez. I learned a lot about her.
Yeah, she got a deep-rooted history being on Hot 97 and now on Power in New York, and she's done a lot of milestone interviews and been a part of the culture for a long period of time, and so what you did, Joe Madison, and what you continue to do is you keep continuing to break down barriers and open up lanes for all of. Joe Madison is the type that, he'll pick the lock to the bank, and then when the door open, he'll look back and blow a whistle and say, "Come on, everybody, come in. Let's get it. Let's get it." You that type. If it's food in the kitchen, hey, man, come on, man. Don't underestimate. Who are some of those people? Who are some of those people that did this for you?
Oh man, where do you want me to start? Look, I was in 18, 19, 20 years old when I was running around with Julian Bond, Rosa Parks and I boycotted an entire city near Detroit, Dearborn. We ended up where 70% of the folks stopped shopping in the city because they wouldn't let black folk in their parks. There's so many names. I can't even begin to talk about. And let me tell you about these folks. They were judges. Let me tell you, they weren't easy. I mean, they would kick your ass if you were fooling around and not being serious. Now, if you were serious, they'd still kick your ass. But that's because they believed you had something, and you learned and you listened, and so they had it rougher than I had it. But it was a commitment. You opened the door, and you are part of a generation and younger brothers and sisters all around you. Somebody said this: it is in your DNA based on the people who came before you. You are a generation of great expectation. I think I heard somebody say that your generation and the younger generation, you're a generation of great expectation. Everybody who preceded you, they have great expectation of what your generation will do. This morning, we spent almost, we had Commons on, Common, I'm sorry, we had Spike Lee came on, and you should have heard Maxine Waters. Whoa! Yeah. Maxine Waters laid it out and challenged black men to please, in this sprint to November election, please get out and vote. I found out yesterday that in Florida, if Trump doesn't carry Florida, it'll be an early night. He has to carry Florida, and they're now saying that black men in Florida could be the margin. They have to get out and vote. And in Florida, remember, they tried to stop brothers who were ex-offenders from voting. Yeah. And they even after they passed the law to say if you are on parole, you can still vote. As long you can still vote. And then they turned and flipped it on them and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, but you got to pay your fines," which is like a poll tax. So we're now talking about the fact that black men, I'm saying, black men, listen to me. Follow the women. Be partners with the women in our community. We must be partners. The women are leading the way on this, and we've got to join them. And I don't know if you saw this thing that this state legislator did, some state official did. He did one of the worst photo shops where he showed Kamala Harris in this debate sitting at a table with her legs spread open and said that's where the fly came from. I'm not playing. And
wow.
Then, this is a public official?
Then, wow.
Yes. And he was forced to resign, and then he came back and said, "You know what? Screw it. I'm not going to resign." And they even have, you can go on my social media and see it. You can and they even show her with the J in Joe Biden's name performing oral sex.
What?
I mean, he put this out. I'm serious. He put this out. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Anybody, any party that would do that to any woman, that party doesn't need to be in power. And folks, please don't get caught up in this 1994 crime bill. They took all, we had a congressman on and said they took all the good stuff out of the crime bill. Drug courts, $100 million for other activities. All the good stuff was taken out by Newt Gingrich before a lot of these young brothers who are told I'm not voting weren't even born. So there's some of us who were around when all this stuff was going down, minimum sentencing. Was Biden opposed that. Kamala opposed it. And the Congressional Black Caucus, Sway, opposed it. And Newt Gingrich and his contract on America, they called it With America, they were the ones that pushed minimum wage. So sometimes you just got to stop and listen. Yeah. And go inside, the issues that are out here, because it's just the okie doke. That's all they're doing.
Hey, Joe, people are they're being they're educating themselves with social media headlines.
Yeah.
They're not taking the dive, and they're not reading. They're just deciding who they believe based on their conviction on how they sell their story.
Right.
And so you see a whole lot of stories being sold, and these folks are obviously selling the story better than other folks because our whole community is distracted and mixed up. And so you talked about Common and Spike Lee coming on the show, and Common has been an activist since he and I first. To give you context, Common and I started in the business together. So
wow.
I've known him from before the first album came out. We were playing it on when you heard me talk about being on KMEL. That's how we start building our relationships. But he's always been politically active. Now we're seeing, for some reason, a lot, and it's great. I like people to get active, but I like you to know what the hell you're talking about if you're going to be talking on my behalf. And so you're seeing a lot. You've seen a lot of rappers. Most recently, we saw Wayne take a picture. He met up with Lil Wayne met up with Trump, and he endorsed his platinum plan.
And you got to ask the question. This is the first question that you have to ask, and I'm glad you brought that up. And I've been somewhat reluctant to call out the names, because you know these folk, and you have a relationship with them. They probably think I'm just an old crazy guy that should keep my mouth shut, but I'm not going to. But anyway,
the Black Eagle.
But thank you. and the thing is, the first question you ask, the platinum plan, $500 billion. Okay, excuse me. Where is the money going to come from? Where's it going to come from? You got to ask that question. You just and Maxine, I'm going to tell you, man, you ought to hear what Maxine said. Maxine said some of these rappers. Now, again, she didn't mention any names, and she said, let me tell you, they are in bed with the devil, and you can't sit up here talking about how many cars you have and how many houses you have, and then we sit up here trying to get you money so that you can keep your rent, you can keep your mortgage, you got people in food lines that aren't lazy but were working and can't work, folks whose bank accounts are on zero, and she said if they are out here and they push this man in office, they should never show their face in public again. That's what Maxine Waters said this morning.
Yeah, man. It's crucial times. And, Joe, I wonder if you get callers even now that still say, you know what, I'm on the fence. It's the lesser of two evils.
Oh, gosh.
What has Democrats done for Black America?
Sway, I got that call. The last call this morning on my show was a brother. Well, the Democrats, they take us for granted. And wait a minute. Did you just now hear the interview I just did before I brought your ass up on the air? When Maxine Waters said, we started off with $3 trillion that would help you keep your rent, keep your mortgage, put food on the table, provide teachers with PPE, provide poor kids with the internet, broadband, and she just ran a list. And then they wouldn't speak to us. They wouldn't talk to us. They wouldn't meet with us. So we ended up compromising, and we cut it in half. They still wouldn't meet with us. They wouldn't talk with us. And then Senator Schumer came on the show the day before and said, please tell your audience, there are 23 Republican senators who right now don't want to spend a dime. A dime. They don't want any money, let alone $1.2 trillion. They don't. 23 of them. 23 of them. See, this is. So let me. I was saying this morning. All this. Well, they take us for granted. Man, as the old folk used to say, that dog don't hunt no more. That dog doesn't. Don't hunt. I guess that's a little country term, but that dog don't hunt.
That dog.
So I'm just telling you, you couldn't have. That's what I said to the brother. I can't remember his name, Khalid or something like that. And he come talking about, they taking us for granted. Man, you just heard Maxine tell you what they did, and then they wouldn't even meet with them. They wouldn't even meet with them.
Messaging too. I think messaging, like any other field, whether it's entertainment, education, health and wellness, or politics, the way you brand your messaging is very important. And it seemed to me that the GOP has done a lot better at branding
Mm-hmm.
their messaging over the years. They've been a lot more consistent at that, and so it's caused all this confusion. What is it you want to leave the people with, Joe Madison, as we head to this Tuesday election? Anything you want to say to this audience?
Well, the first thing I want to say is how fortunate they are to have, and I say this with all due respect, man, you know, how fortunate they are to have you with your experience, what you've been through, to have that platform. There aren't too many platforms where you can play music and also talk the way we talk. We used to do that in the old days.
Yeah.
Come into some and sit down and you talk a little politics, talk a little current event, play some James Brown and Temptations. And this is what I so appreciate about your format. It's what we call infotainment. It's information, but also entertainment. But the thing I want to say, brothers, particularly young black men, do me a favor. Partner up with the black women, please. They're leading the way to the ballot box this November. Be their partners. Understand you have that power. And then after November, we have to hold people accountable. Simple as that. They can't take you for granted if you don't let them. Mm-hmm. So you hold people accountable, but you got to put them in a position of power. Come on, young brothers. Go to the polls and vote. That's what it's going to take, because I'm going to tell you, if you let this man go free 4 more years, you won't even recognize this country.
Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. Wow. Big round of applause. Fearless leader. Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Urban View, Channel 126. Joe, I'm going to do something special for you. And I'm going to get in communication with you. But, man, you forever etched the place in my heart, man. I don't care if you took my last fishbone, man. You going to be my big brother, Joe, no matter what, man. I don't care if I see you in public and you got my sneakers on. I'm going to be, hey, man, it's okay, man. That's Joe Madison. All right. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough for what you've done and what you continue to do in this broadcasting industry, what you've done for black folks in radio. They see what Joe is touching on. This might have to be another conversation, because Joe recognized what I wasn't, admittedly, I wasn't just speaking to the audience. I was speaking to the organizers, and it was important to run down that, I'm not the type, Joe, that is champion all my accomplishments, but I wanted them to hear it. They needed to know that, hey, man, over here on what they call the urban side or the black side, man, we get busy too. We've been doing this longer than you. And
they better recognize it. We might have been at the end of the dial, but they better recognize that you had people down in Birmingham and other places that were just as important to the civil rights movement as some of these folks who are up in New York and and other places that don't get any recognition. No, you're right, man. Sherman, what is his name? Shelley, the Playboy, Too Tall, Jones. I mean, these folks were made tremendous changes. But no, you earned it. You earned it.
Hey, check this out, Joe. Check this out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna end with this.
Yeah.
Me and King Tech first came on radio in 1990. Okay, we got syndicated, I don't even know how many times, to the point where we did our own syndication and we sold our own show. We went and got the advertisers. We went and got the affiliates, all on our own. We done satellite, terrestrial. We done every form of radio. It's been 30 years, bro. I started as a teenager. And not one time has anyone from the Radio Hall of Fame, I barely knew it was a Radio Hall of Fame. I just thought it didn't exist for us. I thought it was something else. So it took you. Had you not said anything, the Breakfast Club, Angie Martinez, myself, they wouldn't even recognize what it was. But this is the wave. Donnie Simpson. This is the wave. this is what it is. We are the present and the future, and they got to catch on. You are the present and the future, and you stay present, and so you get it. And so thank you for that, Joe Madison. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
you
thank
guys did me proud, man. You did me proud. So I said, listen to them brothers and sisters, dog. I wish it had been live at a dinner table. I'd love to see their face.
They got busy, man. I was proud of the Breakfast Club and Angie, and Donnie Simpson.
Yeah.
I was so proud to be a part of that class. Like, yo, look at my peers, look at my folks. Me and DJ Angie go back decades.
The bad class. That
bad class, man. Joe
class.
Madison, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And let's continue this conversation, okay?
Any day, you just pick up the phone and call, man, and any day, and I'm there always for you. You can count on that.
Okay,
y'all
man.
go vote. Wear your mask. Be safe. Wash your hands.
Absolutely.
Okay, there it is. Joe Madison. Give it up for my man, Joe Madison, man.